they did feed me a couple of times, but they didn't give me no cash up front. But I'm quite sure they had group rates. And so that one, when we went to Atlanta, there was a gentleman named Rashard. I forget his last name, but he came up and he said, "Oh, my boss, he's starting a record label and he looking for a singer." And I was like, "Okay, cool." Young green, didn't know nothing for real, for real. So about 2 weeks later, I just got back from Dallas. I'm sleeping and got a 2-year-old at this time who's working my nerves, and I just really want to sleep. Phone rings at 8 o'clock. It's 9 in Atlanta. Gentleman calls and say, "Hello, this is Bill Lennon. I heard that you could sing like Whitney Houston." What? Click. I hang the phone up. Phone rings back. "Do you know who you talking to?" I was like, "No, I do not. But you calling me at 8 o'clock in the morning. You have lost your mind. I'm going to need you to get off my phone." Really, that's exactly what I said. And I hung the phone up again. He calls back. And so I said, "Well, maybe this man is for real. Hold on." I said, "Okay, hold on 1 second. How can I help you? What's going on?" He said, "Do you know Rashad?" I said, "Yes, I do." He said, "Well, he told me that you could sing like Whitney Houston." And I was like, "I don't know about all that, but what do you want?" "See me, I will always love you." Man, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Are you for real? So I said, "Hold on." I just drank. I don't know what told me to do this, but I did. I just drank a glass of water and I sang "I Will Always Love You." And then he said, "Okay, when can you move to Atlanta?" I said, "Oh, tomorrow." He said, "Okay." He hangs up the phone. Maybe about 30 minutes later, his secretary, Gail, calls me and says, "Hi, this is Gail, blah, 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 blah." Platinum. No, it wasn't Platinum Atlanta. They had a telemarketing company calling to book your flight. "But my flight to where?" She said, "Atlanta." Girl, stop. Hold on. What are you talking about? Literally, this is really happening. I was like, "Oh, no, I can't go nowhere tomorrow. I have children. I got children in school." No. I said, "Maybe next week. Let me call you back. I'll call y'all back. Hold on." So I called my mama. "Mama, I don't know if this is true or I was dreaming, but somebody didn't call me talking about moving to Atlanta to sign their record label." Mama was like, "Girl, you better go." I said, "My mama, but I got a kid. Them kids gonna be okay. Don't you da-da-da-da-da." Because my mother always wanted to be a singer, but because of she was a singer, but she was a local star. But she never got to fulfill her dream at traveling. So she allowed me to fulfill her dream at traveling. Here I go. Okay. I don't know these people from a can of paint, but I moved to Atlanta. And that was it.
Facts. No, I'm already knowing that. Even just, oh man, I remember when we just packed up and moved. It had to be like in the short term. We moved to Atlanta through Hurricane Katrina. But I remember when I got there, and then after being there for probably about 2-3 years, you meet everybody, be like, "Oh, bro, ain't nobody from Atlanta
No,
here."
nobody.
It be like everybody's from somewhere. And then it's
Somewhere.
like everybody kind of got a similar story where it was like, "Oh no, I just came one day and I just been here for 12 years." I was like, "Dang, you know?" And then it had that culture where it's like you want to feed in. And so speaking of back inside the timeline, so now you got your record situation. What's that first time walking in the studio and actually recording like? What's that pressure and what's that all sound like?
Well, the first time I went into the studio in Atlanta was 6 months after I got there. It, it was with a guy named Kyle. I can't remember his last name either. I apologize for that bit. I got to ask Bill when I go back to Atlanta, what was Kyle's last name? I forgot. Maybe I can look him up. But Kyle was working with Whitney Houston. They searched high. They wanted me to be the next Whitney Houston. I was like, "I'm going to be done here, Renee. That is it. I don't want to hear it." We fought nails, tooth, hammer, whatever we would throw out. Me and the record label and Gene, his record label manager, and so we would fight about me being Whitney Houston. So finally, they got Kyle. Kyle was working with Arister, was working with Whitney Houston. Gave me a Whitney Houston reject song. Beautiful song. They recorded it and never put it out.
No.
Then we recorded a song with Dallas Austin's brother, and Clyde, he died. And so we never got paperwork, so we couldn't release it.
You released the song, yeah.
Yeah. So, but when I tell you walk into to Dallas Austin's studio, and it was just like TLC was there, Usher was there. I met Usher when he was 12, like literally, and it was just amazing.
What was that? Okay, you put on the headphones. What's that feeling when you first in the big studio?
And you like saying, okay, your head is big, because the record labels really did push that button to where I was a star, and I grew up from humble beginnings, but I lost my kind of like my sense of who I was, that person who was homebody. I because I was a star.
Yeah, you was ready.
I was ready. That was quickly taken stripped from me, because after a year, it didn't get no. Record wasn't released, nothing, and the record label went under because they were backed by the telemarketing company, as I told you earlier. Telemarketing company went under, everything. So everything around me was rented. There was, my couch was rented, my car was rented,
I'm already knowing
everything
this
except my
stuff,
clothes that I was buying.
My aunt, oh man, my aunt, she used to do the same, bro. What the renter center? She used to have a system, had, and then when they come pick it up, she got the other people from down the street that'll come drop the new one off. I said, this lady is one of them.
That's what happened, and that's really what happened. I did not know the business, the music business. So the best thing I did was I bought a book, Kashif, wrote a book called Everything You Better Know About the Music Business. I read that book. I read it like several times. I would take it on a plane with me, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I really learned the ins and outs of the music business, except I could never get the publishing part and the percentage and stuff, and then that's where he came in at.
That's the party came.
So I'll be like, bro, I don't understand this, da, 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 da. And he really learned that part of the business and was able to help me, and we as being an independent artist, how to set up contracts and stuff like that.
Say less. So speaking of which, now we bringing you into the storyline. Where was where was the first time that you had stepped in to play that role?
Yeah, as far as the business side.
Yeah, as far as the business side of it.
Well, I didn't. The business side of it didn't come into play for me until when I came to Atlanta. I did in '98. I did get a book and started reading about management, and so I read a little bit about it. But it was in 2007 when I moved to Atlanta. I read a book called Business of Music, and it took off from there. I really got inside of it. We came to Atlanta. My sister had me come down. I had a song out at the time called Washing Machine, and I had to learn the business because we were in front of Universal. We were in front of Sony. We had everybody there trying to bring us in on this Washing Machine song. So I was like, man, I got to learn this business because they asking me questions and I ain't finna get got.
Answers,
They ain't finna get me like that. So that's how I learned it. I went in. I actually read that book from front to back several times, and I understand it. I mean, the business a light came on, and I just understand it now.
Okay, so as far as the situations that you were in with your song, where or what was the whole feeling, the vibe of that? Let's try to paint that picture so we can introduce you to the audience as well. What was that vibe and that time feeling like? Oh yeah, I got one and I know this will go. I know that heart pump and that what's that feeling?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, the song that I had that really did it was a song I did called Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. It was more of on the side of Christian side, so I was trying to get people moving in the Lord and stuff like that. And then I did this song called Washing Machine. I went to Atlanta, got out to her, and what club was that we got?
The Red Shoe.
The Red Shoe. Who was that?
That was the brothers Jagged Edge.
Jagged Edge.
Dads. Jagged Edge Dads.
So I got there, I dropped the Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. These people went crazy, like, man, what is that? Then I backdoored them and hit them with Washing Machine. They were like, hold up. Let me sit. I was like, okay. And she had already told me, though. My sister said, no, you got something there. You need to come to Atlanta with that song Washing Machine, I'm telling you. And when I did the song, man, they started moving me around, having me perform place to place. And I knew it when I got to the Sweet Arbin Fest. That's when I really knew that
That's
I
a
had
big
something.
festival in Atlanta.
That's a huge festival. You was in
Yeah,
Atlanta, you know about the Sweet
Atlanta.
Arbin Fest.
I was like, I know about this.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know about
Yeah,
that.
when I was performing there, I was like, dang, I got something for real here. You know what I'm saying? I got something for real. Yeah, and it backdoored it with a publishing deal with Pig Factory. On it, the song
He
has
moved
been
faster than I did.
almost music.
look,
the
I'm
music,
already knowing.
the music blew up. I did it producers came in, did 2 albums, man, and next thing I know, my music was all on CBS Universal, MTV, all the reality shows. It was crazy. But that song, Washing Machine, that my sister said was a go, is what did it. That it blew up from there. That's how it happened.
Now he listens to me when I tell him, nah, bro, I don't think that's going to do it. This one is your hit. I'm telling you.
Everybody need that ear.
Yeah,
she got the
yeah,
ear
she
too.
got
Facts,
the
she
ear.
got the ear. You got the
Yeah.
ear.
You know, we all
got it.
passionate about
It's
our
how you
music.
supposed
We're
to
all
work.
passionate about our music. But it also is that those people that, I've learned to listen to what other people would say, nah, that's the one right there, because it might be something that you're passionate about because you write.
Yeah.
You're writing from your heart about something that you really believe in, and it catches or touches, but it has to touch somebody else. If it just touches you,
Then it
don't do
no
anything. But
justice.
if it touches somebody else, then it's done. So that's what I've learned as a performer, not as a writer, as a performer. There are some songs I can sing, and it's like I love the song, and it be crickets.
Everybody just
It crickets.
looking. Yeah, I
But
know.
I could do a song that I've never done before. They'll request a song, and I'll be like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna sing. And they're like,
Oh my God,
you
yeah.
are so beautiful. I'm like, really? For real?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
already knowing
Yeah,
the type. Yeah, it's I also understand where y'all coming from from the artist perspective, because as an artist, when I was first starting out, I ain't gonna lie. What I remember when I first started producing, like and doing that whole side of stuff, I could not get a mix right, because it was like, all right, I'm spending $60, $70, $80 an hour at the studio, and I can't afford that. In fact, I was like, all right, so it's 80. Then I ain't have a car, so I was like, yeah, I need the 20 for gas. Then I need to make sure whoever got the gas, they could just come and record too. So that way I ain't gotta pay them the gas, but now I gotta have an extra 40 just so that way we can. Oh man, I used to have to try to do the finesse. Then I have to call her. Hey, look, if I come and I give you this up front, what we could do. Gotta make the play.
Yeah.
And so when I took that step back and started producing, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I used to send my song to every bro. It was literally, cause you just start, and the production matters as much as I wanted to just be a rapper. And no, I don't. It matters a lot. Facts. And I remember the thing that did save me was it was bad. Like the recording, it actually wasn't as bad as I'm making it seem. It was better for reference tracks or like performance tracks, vocals. The vocals set too far back in the beat. They too soft, and I'm not using the right mic to record. So so I can't get the vocals to where I need it.
Man.
But when I performed, that's when I was able to see the difference. Cause, bro, what I used to say, all of my friends, bro, this because they listening to the production, they listening to the. You can't hear past that.
Right.
But then they see me perform the song
It's a
live. I know, cause now you can hear me, now you feel it. So if anybody understand, trust me, it was flex. I be knowing that. The crowd, it be you gotta get that feeling. You got to, whatever it is, you got to make them feel something. Even if they hate you, hey, that's better than nothing. That's better than nothing.
You got to respond. You know which way to go.
Yeah, exactly. Because I done had the stale crowd when, and it was, I say, Houston per se will give you that more than other places because they sit down. Houston is comfortable to sit down and chill at places. Like y'all have sit down, chill outside. Y'all got the lawn chairs, y'all. But if you bad, they not gonna boo you. They just gonna look.
They just looking.
Yeah, which is cool. It's not as bad as the boo, but at least the boo, you like, I can kind of duck up out of here. Yeah, like all right, man, this is it. But with the sit there, you just like, everybody's. I'm like,
man.
No, try being overseas and nobody understand what you're singing.
See, you already know where I'm
So
going.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh God, that was horrible.
What was the best and the worst tour date in when you was overseas?
I think it was working with. I'm sorry. I have this one little eyelash that's giving me the blues over here. I'm just like, really? Today at all time between the bangs and the eyelashes is driving me crazy. But it ain't lifting up, is it? Because I rip it off.
I was the same way. I ripped my shirt today.
I'll take this eyelash
like,
off in a minute, for real. No, so basically, I was in Japan, and this was one of the highlights of my career in Japan, and I just needed a break from the residency I was doing. And so I said, okay, this is a month job. I'm going to go down here to this place, and they wanted the singer. They will pay me a lot of money to come down there, and I was like, I can't remember, but I know it was a lot of money. It was way more than what I mean, but I was making a lot of money at the residency, but it was a whole lot more than I was making. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go. So it was the coldest part of Japan. I swear to God, it was horrible. But the band only knew 5 songs, and it was like, what in Jesus' name is this? Like, y'all play these same 5 songs, but y'all don't know the songs, and everybody just like, they stoned. It was the worst. I told them, you can keep your money. I'm gonna have to leave. I got to go. I made up something. It wasn't a death in the family. I knew that because I was in Japan. So I was like, I got to go. You keep the money. I was on the next train back to my gig. Yeah, because that was like, when you have nobody actually just clap for you, or they really don't understand anything you're saying, but they love music, but they don't understand a word you're saying. So the only song that I got applause was Respect.
R-E-S-P.
And the band didn't even know it. That was it.
Facts.
I was like, no. That was it.
No, I'm already knowing. So what was the best date? What was the
best date? Was when I went to Africa with Maxi Priest, and I saw a sea of black people that I couldn't tell you where it ended. Facts. I flew in a helicopter over the place, and I could not tell you where the sea ended. That was the best day of my life, and I knew that's what I wanted. I want, this has to be me.
Okay, so bring me a little bit into that moment right before we go into break. I'm gonna say, what was like that experience, like walking out on the stage? What's that emotion rush?
Well, first of all, just for them to entrust me to be a part of their team, their background singer, was amazing. I met Maxie in Japan. I begged him to be a background singer. I was sick when I begged him. He was like, no, you can't sing. But the next year, they came back. They said, hey, we need a singer. My boss allowing me to go on the road with him and to go from Memphis to Africa. Never imagined I would go to Africa. And to be there, and I remember like, oh my God, they want me to get on a helicopter? No way. You see a people and look down and you see this amazing group. You walk on the stage and it's chaos. Like, Maxi Priest is a really big star, but he's not Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey, but he really is overseas.
Yeah.
And to be a part of that moment is amazing. It's something you can't experience unless you're in there, that scene. And I'm grateful for that. I'm really grateful because it just makes me, that's what I want for my career. Just one time out of life before I die, just to be on a stage, the Wimbledon or is the Wimbledon the big concert, or what's the other one in LA?
It's called
not
the
California.
Coliseum.
No, the California. No. In California, we all know what we're talking about. What Beyonce and them all.
The Super, or not the Super Bowl, the football stadium, the Rams stadium.
No. It's a.
Oh
shoot!
It's
coming.
She
just did the big band and everything.
It's called the. Oh no, it's not the Staples Center.
No, child, it's coming back. But anyway, it's the whatever. It's thousands when you have 100. When you have 100.
It's where they did the Drake and
oh my God,
Kanye
it's horrible.
Concert,
The oh Lord, it starts with an L. I know
Thriller.
that.
Something.
L. It starts with an L. Whatever. I'm sorry, but anyway, the viewers know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But that is what you want. You want to be able to perform for hundreds of thousands of people, and then you not know. But that day, I really believe that it was more than maybe 500,000 people there, because it was just like rows. Yeah. It was no seating.
No seats,
there was no. They were standing rows, like miles and miles and miles of people lined up listening to this. People, so I don't even know how they even heard it. Heard the concert. Outdoor. Yeah. I don't even know how they heard the concert, to be honest with you, because it was so many people there. But it was beautiful. It was really, really beautiful.
No, I could imagine, even with the images that they show with the big concerts, where they usually do those like the big tour dates with the artists, and they have like, it'll be like a lineup, or they'll go like 7 artists, and it'll be all headliners and stuff like that. When they got the the super area in the arena. Oh, bro, it'd be the sickest.
low.
And I only really went to, per se, I went to one big concert but that's like the South by Southwest. So it's not.
Okay. And I heard that's a big one too. I heard
Yeah,
that was
it's
a big one.
big, but they kind of get you with the stages. See,
Yeah,
look, they
yeah.
get you with the stages
I
and the
did too,
time,
yeah.
because they'll put you on
Uh-huh.
10:30 in the morning on the C stage.
Ooh,
It's 80 people in the whole thing, and they all here to set up.
Oh,
Facts.
oh no.
So yeah, you could get there sometime, but
Well,
they be getting flex every now and again.
Okay.
But now I ain't gonna lie, it's definitely that's definitely the biggest stage I've seen. And even later on, they let you hang out. Even later on, when the crowd did get there, you still. I ain't gonna lie. I stuck out there on the stage. Facts. I snuck back out there on the stage.
Okay.
I was standing with the big packer group of people. Just
Just
I'm gonna
like
fit in.
I'm
Facts.
part of
I'm gonna
it.
just fit
Yeah.
in. Yeah. I'm with him. Yeah. You know. Facts.
I
Just
did
point
that
to the
with-
guy next to you.
I did that
Facts.
with Casey and JoJo.
Oh
Yeah.
you know you gotta sneak on stage. Everyone's in the guy. Hey, listen, we here. I'm already here. I didn't spend this little gas money to get all the way to Austin. Oh yeah, I'm on this stage. When it fill up, oh yeah, it was by 8:00 at night. I'm slid to the stage.
Oh, great.
MTV brought me in there. That's how I got in there. MTV brought me
yeah,
out
that's
on one of them stages.
See,
Man,
look,
it was nice.
I
when
got
they won
the
right one.
At the arenas. I got the pass, the VIP pass that lets you walk the build. Oh, when you get one of those, and then
You
the
in
people
there?
just
I
facts.
was-
I was
hey,
just
I was in there.
bro. I damn near walked to the break room. I ain't gonna lie. I was.
Man, I thought I was a star.
Well, I
up in
thought
there.
I was the man. Facts. I'm just,
Yeah,
just let
Yeah,
me
a
do.
star.
Facts.
The boy walked in, them boys say hip hop. Party league. I walked up and I'm like, okay, what's
yeah,
up?
that
man?
used to be his thing,
I'm
yeah.
in here. You know what I'm
Hey.
saying? Hey, for real, man. It was live though. I really liked that. That's the only time. The other times we went down there was weak because we got those little small stages. But that time when I went in there, oh man, it was nice, man.
Yeah, I say that big
Yeah.
stage is definitely a different feeling. Even
Yeah,
if you
friend.
just standing on that stage,
Yeah.
looking at that, you'd be like, man, I feel like a
friend.
fish
Yeah.
in the bowl. It's like, everybody just looking at
100,
me. I'm like, oh, it's crazy.
100.
So, Tony, we about to go ahead and get into the next break. What vibes we bringing in? Say, we coming with you with that overdose. You feel me? I've been overdose and I need to overdose because I done lost my drink, but it's good. We back.
Wait, this
We
was your
back.
drink. I ain't drank
Oh,
from
no,
it yet.
See, look, this yours.
Okay,
This
I was
yours.
like- I was
I
like-
finished mine. Yeah,
Oh,
it's gone.
my bad.
Yeah, mine's is gone. I shotgun mine's during the break.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It's Tony Flame in the mix.
Coachella.
You feel me? We got the Party King
Coachella.
and
I was
Donyale
thinking
Renee
that.
in
I
the
know it was an
building.
L in there.
We're about to go ahead and get into the break. Bring me that overdose, baby.
What type of radio is this? Grade A radio.
Finally, the newest radio hit in town.
Let's say you've been sick, but you be coming down with something, you don't know what it is, but you can feel it in your stomach. Maybe it's because she ain't been loving you right. When was the last time she put it down all damn night? I bet you I will, take me like a pill. I bet you I will, take me like a pill. I bet you I will, take me like a pill. I know how it feels, she's making you ill, but I'll be the antidote, baby, take me. I'll take the pain away, coming over again. Just overdose on me, overdose on you can overdose on me. Just overdose on me, I'll show you what's on me. Overdose on you can overdose 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 on me.
Listen up, H-Town, let's hold it down with Grade A Radio.
The party king is in the building, baby. Y'all know what that means. I'm a couple to the dance floor. And my fellas, I want you to go and grab your ladies and go and tell them like this. Work that, gon' work that, baby, gon' work that. Gon' work that, baby, gon' work that. Gon' work that, baby, gon' work that. Gon' work that. Now back it up. Gon' back it up, baby, gon' back it up. Gon' back it up, baby, gon' back it up. Gon' back it up, baby, gon' work that. Gon' work that. Keep it working right there. I'm loving the way you're poking it out right here. Making me wanna rock and say, oh yeah. You got me on lock. Hey, party over here. Working like a queen and you got me feeling. All day long, baby, I've been dreaming. I was gonna find the time to lean in and start that Gucci girl creaming. Now I got you right here. Let me go make this one thing clear. That right there is like my meal of beer. So I need that there like my meal of beer. Here, yeah. And I'm big drinking all night. So come on and gon' bring that thing right. Come on so I can make you sing right. And yes, baby, that thing gon' drain the night for sure. Work that, gon' work that, baby, gon' work that. Gon' work that, baby, gon' work that. Gon' work that, baby, gon' work that. Gon' work that. Now back it up. Gon' back it up, baby, gon' back it up. Gon' back it up, baby, gon' back it up. Gon' back it up, baby, gon' work that. Gon' work that. Gon' work that. Let me hold that baby fat. Let me get all up in that. Let me have us in that Kroger sack. Potatoes and them collard greens. Pork chops and them red beans. Stuffed all in them blue jeans. Girl, you don't like a damn thing. I don't want nobody else. Baby, you know you top shelf. What I want is right there. Can't wait until I get you to myself. All I can think is me and you. You in that little seat, in them red boots, and that girl singing ooh ooh ooh. Work that, gon' work that, baby, gon' work that. Gon' work that, baby, gon' work that. Gon' work that, baby, gon' work that. Gon' work that. Now back it up. Gon' back it up, baby, gon' back it up. Gon' back it up, baby, gon' back it up. Gon' back it up, baby, gon' work that. Gon' work that. When we finish tonight, we gon' head on in and while we taking that ride, I'ma reach over and rub them goods. They gon' poke out when I rub them goods. Oh yeah. Then the party's on. I see me swerving everywhere cause you ride my throne. I'm a sex machine getting out of your jeans. I'm a southern man, I got to make you scream. We gon' take a left on that old town road. You can take your time and I can ride slow like I'm purple leaning on that Houston scene. And you're riding right like you know you're the queen. I know you're gon' have me gone. Only thing missing is let's get it on with Marvin playing. You're like a oven, baby. Bring it here, I need that loving, baby. Work that, gon' work that, baby, gon' work that. Gon' work that, baby, gon' work that. Gon' work that, baby, gon' work that. Gon' work that. Now back it up. Gon' back it up, baby, gon' back it up. Gon' back it up, baby, gon' back it up. Gon' back it up, baby, gon' work that. Gon' work that.
What type of radio is this? Grade A Radio.
Finally, the newest radio hit in town.
We are back with that boy Tony Flame, the DJ in the mix. You feel me? You got your boy It's Just Flex on the MIC. We got the party king in the building, of course. The queen is Donyale Renee. You feel me?
Glad to be here. Thank you so much for having
I'm
us.
so happy to have y'all. You feel me? Otherwise, Flex would have been up in here talking to the walls. Facts. You feel me? Flex would have just been up in here, you know, party with the sangria. Facts. You know, Renee say, hey, if I'm sad, hey,
do what you
hey,
gotta
knock
do.
it down. Hey, when you're happy, hey, celebrate, knock it down. That's how you do it.
Do it.
Okay, so now that we coming back in, I want to kind of get into the what I would call the notable parts of the like your notoriety or the people that are notable who had something to do with the music stand while you were in Atlanta. So since we left off with Atlanta, I wanted to come back in. What was the connection to Atlanta Mayor Bill Campbell, and what was that like?
Well, Mayor Bill Campbell was the funnest he still is. He's not dead. So, but
Yeah.
he was amazing. He was so much fun. Mayor Bill Campbell actually spearheaded a lot of audience for me. Like a lot of my corporate gigs, I was able to. They saw me perform for his campaign, his fundraisers before he became mayor. So a lot of people saw me and they brought me on. Then Mayor Shirley Franklin had me do her campaign song. And then so my corporate gigs came from those relationships. Now we're not best friends, but they know me. Hey, y'all call Donyale Renee and her band, and so that's how I became popular in Atlanta. And
So what's that feeling of knowing,